All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day, pretty insane day. And with that being said, let's dive into some TA. All right, guys. So we're gonna actually make this one pretty quick because your boy is running a little low on time here. We gotta be somewhere. But guys, it did not look good. What happened today? I'm sure you guys all expected that. This is probably what we were gonna say. You know, you had a really good look, guys. You really did on Friday. You looked amazing across the board. And today you just absolutely took a giant crap on all of that. And except for, you know, select names. I'll go over those names in this video. But, you know, everything looks kind of pretty terrible from what I'm looking at. Besides, we're going to say SMCI and NVDA doesn't look too bad to me. Everything else we will go over in this video. We're going to run through everything pretty quick here, but everything looks pretty terrible. First things first, guys, keep it simple. All right, keep it simple. SPY is probably going to be coming down, taking out that low, finally tapping our 56516 level right there. Now, I did remove the other level that we were paying attention to. But, you know, I'm pretty sure it's right there. So between 562.10 and 565.16, you probably are going to see buyers step back into the mix. I'm not going to say, you know, in between those levels. I really don't, you know, I don't know where. Okay. Like, you know, you have 563.91 over here. Underneath that, you're just going to come down to 562.10. Okay. So that is really what we're going to be paying attention to on SPY. You don't have to complicate things. Other than that, guys, resistance is 569.90, 574.71. So there's that. But with all likelihood, we are going to be coming down here. Things like they do not look the best. All right, I would not expect you to fade the move that we had just the other day and then continue higher. All right, the market is full of traps, but that is probably not going to be the case. We probably are going to come down over here. This hourly RSI probably going to be oversold like that. We're going to be watching the 15-minute RSI for a bullish divergence to pop up. So let's say, you know, it goes something like this. Maybe we bounce tomorrow and then you come down like that. And, you know, honestly, you're also going to have this head and shoulders kind of look to you as well. Neckline would be right here. Maybe you bounce, okay, and then you got that going on right there. So you guys can very clearly see what I'm talking about now. You got a left shoulder, you got a head, you got a right shoulder. Maybe you bounce tomorrow, reset this thing a little more, bring it up here, and then we slam it back down, and maybe, you know, we find price back down here. We still never tested 565.16, so that is definitely going to be a target for the downside here. Now that we saw what we did today. Okay, let's look at it this way. You got real close to all-time highs again. You closed underneath the low of that candlestick. You know, complete fade this whole wick. Typically, when we see that, price wants to, you know, continue a little lower. I just don't typically see price, you know, reversing off of these kinds of things. But we'll see. See how, you know, price closed within that candlestick, and then you had, you know, a big fat gap up the next day. Well, oh, same thing over here. You didn't fall off a cliff. You found buyers right there at, you know, the previous day's low. That did not happen today. So that's why, you know, I'm just saying things do look like we are going to be heading lower. VIX doesn't look bad. SPY closed out with this, you know, big fat red candlestick here. Wide bodied bar with increasing volume. It looks like sellers are going to have their way tomorrow. Come over here to QQQ. All right. And I will point out we are, you know, finding buyers here in the golden pocket, but it is not necessarily looking the best. Now, on the 15-minute RSI, you did actually put in a 15-minute bullish divergence right there. All right, right at the 0.786 fib. That is why we call it the line in the sand on this channel. You know, now if you are going to retrace the move down, you're going to have the golden pocket sitting right above this 484.54 resistance right there, right? You were kind of holding the line over here, and then you kind of fell through. Okay, you really can't just keep things simple, guys. I cover levels in these videos, levels, zones, you know, what we're paying attention to, any, you know, trend lines, patterns that pop up, anything. We're really, you know, covering it. Just put them on your chart and pay attention to it and follow price how I would. And, you know, it's pretty easy to track price. Okay, if you lose over here, you're probably coming down here to 478.99. So lose 480.90 tomorrow. We're going to be coming down to 478.99 with all likelihood. And from there, we probably are going to come and revisit 477.40. All right. That is that. That is QQQ. On the upside is resistance. Of course, we have 484.54 like we just discussed. And then, you know, get above 486.40, we'll call it. You're probably going to take a ride up to 488.41, and we got to see what happens around there. Okay, you know, if you get past there, you probably are going to run back up to the highs. But you know, so far this is just lower high, and you've opened the door up to taking out this low, and then boom, you have a real ugly look to you. Okay, and it's the same look over here in SPY. Like you could take out this low after getting this lower high, and then boom, you have a lower high and a lower low. That's not a good look. IWM, how are we looking over here? You still do have this bull flag kind of look to you, and if you do fall, you are just going to come down to 212.25, which, like I pointed out, is not the worst thing, guys. This, you know, pullback, if it happens, I'm just saying, I think, you know, November calls, I think those are good. I think any long-term buyers, you're good on this pullback. I don't think everything's just going to, you know, flush down and create new lows all of a sudden. Like, I don't think we're coming back down here. I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to get a higher low over here and then find our way and then move back up. But I really will say the same thing I have been saying. I think anything in the short term is going to stress you out. There's not really a reason to do that. And you can easily just, you know, buy something further out and you're going to have a much better time because, you know, you're not going to freak out on these, you know, short-term price fluctuations. And you're like, oh, okay, I have 2 to 3 months on these. So you're good. Like, you know, if you really want to have a good time, guys, you know, I gave you the pullback, right? Semiconductors absolutely ripped since that pullback. Okay. But we had a very clear look to us with how we were looking. Some names did not rebound, but we're just going through it. And like, you know, a lot of these had amazing bounces. Okay. Apple was not one of those. Microsoft was not one of those. And you're right here at a key spot. Amazon was it was one of those, okay? But, you know, honestly, guys, semiconductors, those are the only things suggesting, like, maybe we are about to, you know, see this as a trap and go higher. But probably not, guys. We're probably, you know, about to see price moving lower. I don't have too much time to you know, go over everything in this video, but I'll go over some key names here, okay? And I just want to finish off with these. VIX does look like it can go higher. Okay, you are, you know, seeing the daily RSI nearing that 65 level. We haven't talked about in a while because you haven't hit it. But, you know, VIX's daily RSI starts getting up here, 65 to 70. It's probably not going to be up there for more than like 2 to 3 trading sessions. And then, you know, that's going to be your buying opportunity. I don't think we're going to see another spike like this, but, you know, take out this high over here and you very well can, you can start pushing it, guys. You can start pushing up to a 30 VIX. And the 30 VIX unlocks, you know, crazy intraday moves, all right? We're talking like 2% intraday moves. But, you know, VIX above 20 is when we have volatility in the market typically, and it is now above 20. So now we typically see, you know, big moves happen, either big reversals or big continuations followed by big reversals. You know, this is the time that that's going to happen. So that's why I say don't do things in the short term. No financial advice will ever be given on this channel by me. But hey, all right, I personally think it's going to be chaos if you try doing things in the short term. And you might as well just use these dips as, you know, buying opportunities on the names you like. And there you go. I'll call some things out in this video. We have one name set to go. And like I said, I don't have a lot of time. But I'm going to go over the semiconductors right here. You had a fresh breakout over here, increasing volume on NVDA. It could pull back even as low as 125. I think it's going to be bought up, and I think we're going higher. I think this thing just started a move to 140.76 today. You got that increasing volume going on. But hey, you know, it's not the worst thing to be pulling back. Right now, you're at that level. Let's see if you find buyers. Into tomorrow, we could just gap up above this and just go. Who knows? Okay, it's NVIDIA, could do crazy things, but you know, if it pulls back this trend line, hey, do not be scared about that. We just had a bull flag breakout. The target for that has now been hit, 127.67. We knew if you hit 127.67, you probably were going to, you know, start a move back up here. And in the short term, we could very well see 130.75. What happens, guys? The high of day was 130.64. So you did find, you know, sellers stepping in over here in the zone. But hey, this thing is probably just getting warmed up. That's what I want to, you know, finish that off with. AMD, all right, there is a big buyer in the water over here for early November. So I just want to say this, you know, I support. This thing is probably going to be moving. I think it is probably just getting started. Like, I know it just got started over here, but it just, you know, in terms of this bull flag breakout, it just got started. It's probably going a lot higher. Get above 174.53. That's your gap. If you feel that, get that out of the way. We're going to have down here of 179.69 to pay attention to, and above there 187.28. Okay. Avgo, this is one that's still just going to consolidate right here. If this honestly flags out here, this is not a bad look at all. So I will just leave it at that. TSM, this held its strength today. This is honestly the strongest of the bunch. Okay. But, well, second strongest of the bunch. Okay. ARM, what do we got going on? You're just consolidating here in your heavily traded zone. This is, you know, it was supply. It now is being treated as demand. You found buyers at this uptrend here. Okay. If you break down under it, we're probably coming down to 124.47. Okay. 129 first. That's going to be your 0.618 fib. You know, everything's not looking too bad over here with the semiconductor. I still think we're going to make our way up here to 153.50 in the end. MU, all right, still just consolidating above the daily 9. Now I'm going to point this one out. We're gonna watch in the short term here. SMCI, okay? SMCI is looking like a bad boy. All right, the market does this. I know you can't see that. That big red bar right there. And then you got SPY over there. What does SMCI do? It rocket ships and it closes out near the high. And the high also happens to be right around here. Okay? This is picture perfect. You get above right here. You take out this high right here, which is 47.86. Okay? You're probably going to start pushing up here. Let's put that on the chart. Let's put that on the chart. Okay, so NVIDIA maybe made some money off of that. This one just beat the case. It just beat the case. Okay, and guys, when you beat the case, you tend to go off. This thing looks like it's about to go off. All right, you know what you know about beating the case, huh? What you know about it? All right, this thing knows about it. Guys, this thing just broke out of that downtrend. It's got heavy volume on the day. Just had a stock split, got absolutely no bullish reaction. That stock split so far. You're pushing up. You closed right underneath resistance. Heavy volume. You take that out. You have absolutely nothing until over here. Like, of course, you got these gaps. Okay. Get above 51.35. You're targeting around 60 bucks, motherfucker. All right. I'm sorry, YouTube ads. You're gonna have to take a chill pill for today. This thing is probably going to be popping off. Okay. Get above 51.35, 59.53 can definitely be hit in the short term. We're just going to say above here. The odds are that you make this move. $10 move, guys. $10 move. Okay. 1018 calls. This is the only thing I would touch in, you know, short-term calls is 1018 calls, November calls, 55C. Okay. If you get 11-1, 55C, they're going for 200 beans. You see that move. I think they go up 100 to 200%. I just looked at them right after the close. I did not really, this guy slipped my mind. But I am going to say, if this thing doesn't have a gap up tomorrow, I think this thing is still like a buying opportunity right here. I think it has not even ran yet. So I will spend some time today on it. All right, that is what I'm going to leave off with, guys. We're not going to talk about anything else for the day. You know, everything looks like it's going to pull back. Google looks like it's pulling back for that right shoulder. Microsoft looks like, you know, it broke that uptrend, it's pulling back. Apple, what are we doing? Looks like it's pulling back into the golden pocket. Okay, Tesla, this thing's being a piece of poop. You're right on that uptrend, you know, troll and a half over here. But at the same time, you know, kind of just respected what we pay attention to. I just ignored it. You know, you rejected there at the daily 9. That is as expected. Okay, we should always expect that. But you do have your event. So, hey, there's that. Maybe you took profits at 600, took profits at the open. There you go.
That was easy.
Congratulations. We sold the open. And this thing tanked all day, guys, all day. If this thing pulls back, this is the biggest opportunity in the market, all right? This thing's going to be crazy. If we can somehow get it down here, ooh, crazy, okay? But in the short term, the only thing that looks good is this guy. NVIDIA doesn't look bad, but I wouldn't doubt if it pulls back. This guy looks like it can run. All right, so keep it on watch. If we get a pullback day, that's a buying opportunity, in my opinion. All right, with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day. Go follow us on Twitter, and I will catch you. Peace.